Hello and welcome back to Explore Home Repeat.
Today we're at Blenheim Palace in the Cotswolds for their brand new Christmas experience, the Palace of Oz. We'll follow the yellow brick road through the beautifully dressed staterooms, then head outside to explore the Christmas market, the ice rink and the fairground rides to see whether this year's event is worth the visit for families. Right, now let's go and explore. As with previous years, as you're walking up from the car park, you'll see the big Ferris wheel on the left-hand side. And we enter through the gates and into the courtyard where they have all the fairground rides.
Pretty similar to previous years. So they've got this really nice Victorian carousel, a big helter-skelter, there's swing boats in the corner, a little kiddie carousel, and then a load of snack carts and coffee carts.
After briefly exploring the courtyard, we went straight off to the house. This year's decorations were themed on the Wizard of Oz, and we were really looking forward to this.
So immediately as you come in, you can see Dorothy's house being blown away by a big tornado. Impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like quite subtle actually. I thought it'd be like with a storm and that it would be even more elaborate, but yeah, it's really good.
First of all, we're going into Land of the Munchkins. Whoa, it's all sort of dark and warm lights. Wow, Sienna, look at this. Land of the Munchkins. Let's go find some munchkins, Sienna. Wow, it's all done like a little woodland glade in this woodland house. You've got little videos playing in through the windows. We've got a missing poster here for Nimmy Amy, maybe we've got to try and find her last scene with the Wicked Witch of the East. So it looks like we're now on our way to the Emerald City.
We're going to get the scarecrow.
Oh, the scarecrow's going to tell us which way to go, maybe. Oh, we found the scarecrow. And over here we've got a sign, back to Land of the Munchkins where we came from, or the Emerald City.
I might have stood here.
Here's the Tin Man as well. He's chopping wood.
Certainly saved my.
Oh, I think I found Toto. Is it Toto the dog as well? Oh, and maybe some magic slippers, although they're not ruby slippers, are they? And now we found the Cowardly Lion. Seems to be just chilling out, laying down at the minute.
Just the level of detail they go into is amazing. That room with the lion in was just beautiful. You sort of forget to look at all the decorations and the actual house. I mean, the house is beautiful as well. Next up, we went through these really impressive emerald gates into the Emerald City. Both the gates and the room inside had really impressive projections on the walls, and then we got to meet what we thought was the Wizard of Oz.
Wow, this is cool. So now we're into the Emerald City. They've got this massive projection screen with all of the city and flying monkeys around. Looks amazing. Oh, I think we're going to get to see the wizard in a minute.
Welcome to Emerald Palace. I am Oz, the Great.
Remember, you've got courage. You need brains and a heart, right?
Who do we have here?
It was at this point that the face on screen would pick someone out of the crowd using a spotlight and then talk to them. It did seem like it was actually a pre-recorded message, but it was still quite clever and gave a bit of audience interaction.
I don't know quite what we're going into now, but it appears to be another big forest with all the flying monkeys everywhere. They're everywhere.
It's very well done in here. You've got a lady telling the story of what is going to happen next in the next room. This has the flying monkeys and the wolves and the bees. It's really well done.
The next room was really beautiful and had a screen of Dorothy defeating the Wicked Witch by throwing water on her in a slightly camp and slightly cheesy way, but it was good fun.
It's just some slight overacting, but don't worry about it too much.
After that, the next room showed the giant Wizard of Oz head and Toto secretly revealing that the head wasn't the Wizard of Oz at all, that it was someone controlling him from behind a curtain.
Just coming to the big library. This room is so impressive. They've got a huge, great big hot air balloon up in the sky. Wow. Sienna's been a little bit worried, but
It is quite not a dark story.
yeah, well, they have lots of dark rooms with lights on, and there's a big giant wizard head and things like this. So it is a little bit creepy in places, but she's getting braver, and we said we'd buy her a chocolate brownie and a hot chocolate on the way out if she was brave.
And then she gets to meet Dorothy.
Oh, Dorothy, nice.
Whilst it is very pretty, I would say this year, this final room, maybe not quite as impressive as years when they had the giant pirate ship from Peter Pan or something like that. It's still absolutely beautiful. This yellow brick road all along the floor, and then you've got a projection at the end. Beautiful Christmas trees, really immersive, follows the story brilliantly. It is really great fun. After exiting the house, we then went and had a look around the giant Christmas market to try and find something to eat.
There's a huge range of food stalls here. So we've got the sausage guys selling bratwurst, crepes, there's a bar, wraps. We had a really good Christmassy duck burger, pizza, just really everything you could ever want really on a Christmassy day out. There's even hot roasted chestnuts.
Everything here is incredibly expensive. It's kind of 13 pounds for a burger or a big sausage hot doggy thing. So just be prepared for that. It's really expensive. There's £8 a pint for a beer as well. So you just got to get used to that. A Christmas event is all going to be pricey.
This year they have got this big undercover seating area for all the food vans, which is a really good idea. It is worth noting that this year, or for the foreseeable future, the front of the palace is covered up quite heavily with scrim and scaffolding because they're doing a massive project to redo all of the roof. So it's not looking quite so good for that photo out the front of the very grand palace. Again, like last year, they do have the Great Skate, a big ice rink. It's all undercover. Most of the time you do have to pre-book, but there is walk-ups if you're kind of during a quiet time. It is a really decent size rink, I would say, probably half the size of a full-size kind of ice hockey rink. Sienna is very excited to go on a carousel right now. There's a little fairground tokens booth over here. Rides are £3 each.
Right, that's toddlers for you. Just about to queue up to buy a token. Sienna says, I don't want to go on the carousel, so we've changed our mind.
Whilst we're here, just going to have a quick look in the palace shop. They sell some quite nice stuff in here, typically.
The Blenheim Palace gift shop is really nice with loads of really high-end souvenirs and local produce from around the Cotswolds. They do also at this time of year have a festive Christmas shop with lots of decorations and Christmassy bits and bobs. The shop is absolutely massive and has loads of really nice stuff to take home. Overall, Christmas at Blenheim Palace is excellent every single year. This year's theme, the Palace of Oz, was very, very good, although perhaps not quite as good as Peter Pan last year. That being said, the decorations are beautiful, the immersive experiences are excellent, and they put so much effort into decorating the palace. It really is great value too. If you can come in the evening and do the light trail as well, we'd highly recommend that, although it is very, very expensive. It's well worth coming here and having lunch with all of those market stalls and food vans. There was such a huge amount of selection. It was well worth making some time in your day and enjoying those, even if they are a bit pricey. Right, with that being said, we're off home. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.